My name is Jason Graziani, and over the last 20 years, 25 years, I've trained thousands of people in sales, team building, and leadership. And in today's lesson, we're going to talk about putting your life into drive and how not to be neutral with the intentionality that you're giving to the people that are around you, but how to get into drive and how to get to that top level. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're driving a car, and all of us have driven a car, and you're in drive, and you have reverse, and you have neutral. And I want you to imagine you're going up a mountain, or you're even about to go up the mountain, and you're in drive and you see that you need to put some more gas in and you need to get over that hill because life is full of hills, right? And I want you to imagine that if you're in neutral, what would happen if you're trying to get up that hill? We'd probably what? We'd fall backwards. And at best, we could put the brakes on, but we're definitely not doing what? We're not going forward. Yeah, exactly. We're not going forward. And so in life, there's a lot of Americans right now that are getting stuck. And maybe we're stuck because we feel like we can't buy a house, or we feel like we're stuck in a relationship we can't get out of, or we're stuck at a job that we can't replace because we can't find better income somewhere else, or our business is flat and we can't get over the top. And so what we have to learn how to do is how to put our life into drive and put some intentionality behind our actions to get to the next level. And in today's lesson, I want to give you a couple steps on some things that you could immediately put into your life to get your life out of neutral and into drive. And I wanted to start with energy. I want you to imagine a thermometer. Okay, imagine a thermometer. And if I came to you and I asked you, do you have good energy or do you not have good energy? The way our minds typically process is we'll say something like, well, I don't have bad energy, so no, I have good energy. But in reality, the majority of us are in neutral. And so we see the thermometer like there's two choices, that there's the bottom half, which is bad energy, and then there's the top half, which is good energy. And we tend to think that we're in the good because we're not in the bad. And that's how we do a lot of things in our life. Like, how's your relationship with your sweetheart? Your mind goes, well, we're not leaving each other, so, oh, we're good. But in reality, your relationship's in neutral. And you probably know that right now, that there's actually a third quadrant. There's the bottom quadrant, the bottom third, which is bad, and none of us want to be there. There's the top quadrant, okay, which is good, the top third, and we do want to be there. But the majority of us fall within that middle quadrant, which is neutral. And a lot of us happen to be there right now in our life. And whether you think about your relationship with your kids, maybe it's your faith life, maybe it's your marriage life, and we'll touch on each of these here in this lesson about applying our energy in an intentional fashion. Just like when you drive up the mountain, you intentionally will go down to a different gear. Or if you're in an automatic car, you're going to make sure that you put on your gas more and you're going to get up that hill because you know what it takes to get over the hill. And our life is full of hills. Let's go through a couple of them really fast. So we have our spiritual life. And for many years, I went to church. And if you came to me and said, do you believe in God? I would say, yeah, I believe in God. And you'd say, okay, so you believe in God. So you believe you're going to heaven. Yep, I believe Jesus died on the cross for my sins. I'm going to heaven. But in reality, for the majority of my faith life, I operated in neutral, meaning I wasn't bad, but I wasn't good. I thought I was good, but in reality, my faith life had very little intentionality behind it. I wasn't getting up every day intentionally following Jesus. I was believing in him, but I wasn't walking in him. And I see so many Christians across the United States that were living just like I lived, where they believe, but they're not doing the good. They're just staying away from the bad, but they're living life in neutral and they're not putting it into drive to get to the next spot. I even hear a motorcycle going by me right now really loud, and I think it was for this purpose for this video. But anyways, think about our marriage. Think about our relationship, whether you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or wife. Think about your last couple relationships, maybe if you're single right now, a relationship that didn't work out. Did we really put an intentional effort, a strong effort into the relationship, or were we just existing alongside of the person? And same thing with me. I've been in relationships where I didn't invest. I wasn't investing emotionally. I wasn't investing with energy. I wasn't trying to grow myself as a companion in the relationship. I was just existing in the relationship. And if you came to me and you said, how's your relationship? I would say, my mind would immediately go, well, it's not bad. And so my relationship's good. But you know what? My relationships were in neutral. They weren't good. And so I look back at those experiences and I say, maybe I could share this light on somebody that they could start making intentional decisions in their life to not be in that middle quadrant, but to get into that top quadrant. And so think about our faith life, think about our relationships. Maybe you have children and you come home and you sit on the couch and you're like, I've had a long day. Your kids don't care that we had a long day. I've got a 19-year-old, a 16-year-old, I have a 2-year-old, I have a 1-year-old, and none of them care about how long my day is and whether I'm tired or not. You know what they want? They want me. And they don't want me, my body being there. They want my body making intentional decisions to show them that I love them and that I'm there for them. There's a difference between having the energy, one more appointment of the day, of going, hey kids, come here, get into my arms, let's wrestle. And then my daughters say, Daddy, come over here and sit down. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. But I don't say it right now. Maybe in the past I would have said that, but I have to intentionally give to Jesus. I have to intentionally give to my wife. I have to intentionally give to my kids and into my people and my business and everybody that I'm around. It doesn't matter if I'm tired or if I'm hungry or if I'm hot. It doesn't matter if somebody annoyed me or frustrated me or something like that, because those are all my feelings, and my feelings are like the weather in Texas. They're about to change. If you're doing good, it's going to change. If the weather's bad, it's going to change. And so what can't change is our intentionality. The mountain doesn't care that it's steep. The car is still going to go backwards if we don't do what we need to do in our car to get up that mountain. And so as you leave this lesson, I want you to think about your energy, and I want you to think about what you're really giving to God, what you're really giving to your spouse and children, what you're really giving to your business. And I'm not saying your all-out effort all the time for everything, but I am saying an intentional effort with intentional energy, not to be on the bottom, not to be a neutral, but to give it some go so that you could put your life into drive and you could go do something great with your life. I hope that you get value from this material. I hope you apply energy to your life. And if you think this could be of value to somebody else, go ahead and like the video, share it with others, subscribe to the channel, and I can't wait to give you guys more leadership tips on how to be a leader for life. Thank you and God bless.